Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well. Welcome back to another video. Wish I was meeting you guys under better circumstances, but Poshmark banned me, and thankfully my account has been reinstated by the time I'm making this video. But this has been such a harrowing time, and it's been so awful and so upsetting that I felt like I needed to make a video, because the more I dug into this, the more I realized there's so many people who are going through the exact same thing, who have started selling on Poshmark and then all of a sudden their account is gone. And I am so beyond upset about this, for not just myself, but for others as well, that I felt like I had to make a video about this whole situation. So this is what happened. I woke up and saw a notification on my Poshmark feed, along with all of the Posh shows and things I don't sign up for. So don't you worry, I took multiple screenshots of everything that's happened over the course of this whole ordeal, and so you'll see exactly what I saw. Your account has been temporarily restricted due to unshipped or canceled orders. Tap to reinstate your account. So for context, I took a video of all of my most recent orders. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 successfully shipped orders, all for around $4 or more, all successfully shipped, delivered, no issues. And then we get to a $7 sale that was canceled. So that is what made my account disappear. When I saw that my account had been temporarily restricted, I was like, what does that mean? I went to look at my closet, and I tell you, every single one of my listings was just gone. There was no way for me to recover anything. There was no way for me to look at anything I had ever posted on Poshmark. I have been selling on Poshmark for casually. I started probably 7 years ago, 8 years ago. But I've been selling on Poshmark as part of my full-time job for the past 5 years. So every single thing I've ever done disappeared. It was just gone. There was no way to recover it. There was nothing for me to do other than the little, I could tap on the little temporarily restricted notification in my Poshmark app. And when I clicked on that, it took me to a reinstate my account little page, where it said that your account has been restricted due to violations of Poshmark's policies and terms, including multiple unshipped sales, which creates confusion and disappointment for your buyers. You currently aren't able to interact with others, make purchases, or create or edit your listings. Your listings are also not currently visible to other users. You can petition to reinstate your account by reviewing our policies and committing to following them going forward. So I clicked that, scrolled through their policies, hit accept, and that's all the recourse I was given. So I did that. And then I didn't know what else to do after that, because I had reached out to some other friends on Instagram, on YouTube, other people that do what I do, who had also been restricted, banned, and they had been waiting for weeks to hear back after doing the same thing I did, to see if they would get their account back. So I also knew that going into the weekend, going into the Super Bowl, I was in a bad spot. Poshmark is where I started reselling, and for years that's the only place I sold on. Now, thank God, I cross list. I list on eBay and I list on Depop, and those two also make up a big bulk of my sales every month. It's not just Poshmark anymore, which I'm so thankful I started cross listing, because I was literally about to throw up. I felt sick to my stomach, because since I started on Poshmark, there's some listings I have on Poshmark that I have not put on my other sites because they're just so much older. So I probably have about 400, 500 pieces of clothing listed on Poshmark that I don't have access to, especially if they got rid of my account and I never saw it again. I would just lose 500 listings of work. That is so much work. It's not even funny. It's enough to make me want to throw up, like that they could just get rid of it. I can't buy, I can't sell, I can't even see my listings. Are you kidding me? So let's talk about Poshmark a little bit more. So they came out with this new canceled sales policy on January 12th, 2026. And I'll talk about exactly what happened, what I did wrong in this whole situation too, and hopefully give you guys some clarity too. So the seller cancellation policy, they rolled this out this year. They say, reliable order fulfillments and fast shipping help build buyers' trust. We're introducing a new policy to encourage timely order fulfillment. Sellers who cancel more than 3% of orders within a rolling 90-day period may see their accounts placed in a restricted state. This excludes buyer-requested cancellations and cancellations for bundling with another order, which I know that eBay also has a cancellation policy, but in my experience, if you were to cancel too many sales on eBay, they don't just take away everything you've ever built and hold it hostage. Poshmark has made it so you literally can't see your listings if you get taken down. And this is the crazy part. So I will get reinstated. I get reinstated after, I think, 2 days of being in this Poshmark jail, basically. And that is what it is. It's jail. You can't do anything. There's no one to reach out to. Poshmark doesn't have any person you can call. They don't have a single customer service person you can call. I've worked with Poshmark on videos before. They've sponsored me, and I don't have a person to reach out to. I don't have anyone to contact at Poshmark. Absolutely insane. To roll out policies like this and then to not even have somebody that you can talk to about your livelihood. Seriously, that's insane. So there's this 3% of orders, this cancellation kind of threshold. So 3% of 50 items. So let's say I make 50 different sales. If I cancel 1.5 orders, so as soon as I hit 2 orders canceled, then I'm banned. I'm in jail. And so this is the thing. That's the first time this happens to you. If this happens to you, more than that, if you have to cancel a single order more, this is the email I got letting me know I'd been reinstated. Thank you for reviewing and agreeing to Poshmark's community guidelines. Your account has been reinstated. Please note that any future unshipped or canceled orders will result in a 14-day restriction on your account. Any canceled order. If I have a single canceled order, that's it. It's gone. 14 days on your account. And I'm assuming since it's a 14-day restriction, then I won't be able to see any of my listings again. There will be no additional warnings. There was no warning in the first place, but okay. The only place that they've talked about all of these changes has been on their blog. Their freaking blog. There's got to be a better way to let people know about these sorts of things. There will be no additional warnings. Repeated violations may lead to permanent suspension of your Poshmark account. So that is what they have said. So basically, if I have a single canceled order in the future, I will be restricted for 14 days without having any access to any of my Poshmark. Then after that, I could lose my Poshmark completely. This is really noteworthy for you as well. If you have ever sold on Poshmark at all, you need to know about this because I 1000% fully believe that I will lose my Poshmark. It's just a matter of time. I cannot be a one-woman show doing this for my work. I can't do this, just me by myself, and not have a single canceled order ever. That is literally insanity. It won't happen. I know myself. I know that I will have a rate of error higher than if I was a corporation. This 3% kind of litmus of cancellation orders is standard across like all businesses. Businesses usually have more than one person. There's usually a shipping department. There's a quality assurance department. There's customer service. There's so many people doing my job. I'm doing every job myself. It's just me, and I'm held to the same standard as these huge businesses that have departments to handle everything I do myself. Like, what are you thinking, Poshmark? I have sold over $100,000 on Poshmark. I have made them over $20,000, and I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, if nothing changes, I will lose my Poshmark. There's nothing I can do because I'm not perfect. I will make a mistake. I know I will. There's no way to work around it. I will have to cancel a sale eventually. Either I will lose something or I will find a flaw on an item that I missed. Like, I could stare at a piece for 2 hours and still somehow miss a flaw, somehow miss that a stitch is coming undone. And if I want to be a good person, if I see a flaw while I'm packaging something up, of course I'm going to let them know about the flaw and cancel the order. Like, what do you want from me? Poshmark, I'm not going to be a machine. I am literally going to make mistakes. I'm going to probably lose something. I lose things in my everyday life. I don't understand. I have an inventory system, but this is something that also really bothers me, is they're holding us to the same standard that they would hold a business to, but also we are individual people who also probably are moving. I personally, in the past 5 years since I started really reselling on Poshmark, I moved from Indiana to Maryland into an apartment. Then we moved from an apartment into a house in Maryland. Then we moved from Maryland across the country to Indiana. All of this with my Poshmark inventory, okay? Then from Indiana, we moved here to Michigan. That is a lot of moves. That is a lot of moves in a very short amount of time. And that has led to me having to cancel sales because either I was moving and somehow I lost an item, or I lost one shoe to a set. And I don't know how that happens, but sometimes it just happens. And maybe some people are going to come on here and tell me that I'm a horrible seller and I'm the one at fault. And I know I'm at fault. I know I've made mistakes, but I don't know how to do this business and not make a single mistake ever. And I think part of the biggest problem with why this is such a thing too is A lot of people have to cross list in order to make this their living. But Poshmark makes it so incredibly difficult when you're cross listing to take down your items. If you have an offer on one of your items on Poshmark, you cannot delete your item. So if you sell an item somewhere else, if you sell an item on eBay, if you try to take it down from Poshmark once it has sold, it doesn't matter. You can't do it. If there is an active offer, if you've sent an offer either automatically through software or if they have made an offer on your listing, if there's an active offer, you cannot delete a piece of clothing. You can't do it. It's so stupid. The only workaround I know for this is if you have active offers, if you go in and edit your listing and change the size, so say the shirt is an extra large, if you make it an extra small, then that will automatically get rid of your offers because it's trying to protect the buyer, because all Poshmark cares about these days is the buyer. Then you're able to delete your item. But that's the only workaround I know. Poshmark has intentionally made it very difficult to get rid of your items if they sell elsewhere. So it's really a catch-22, right? They don't want you to cancel a sale. They make it really difficult for you to delete your items if they sell elsewhere, leading to a canceled sale. But also last year they rolled out an excessive deletion policy. So if you delete too many items from your Poshmark, that can also lead to suspension of your account. It's literally the most diabolical, confusing, stupid schemes I've ever seen. Like, why make it hard to delete items, penalize your sellers for canceling items, penalize your sellers for deleting items, and then also say that you want them to be more committed to giving your buyer a better experience? They're making it impossible for us to do these things. So what happened with my specific account, I have some pieces on my account that are from literally like 7 years ago. Before I moved from Indiana here to Michigan, I was in the process of doing a like site-wide inventory where I was going through every single bin I have and making sure everything I have is listed, that everything is accounted for and in my bin system. I was in the process of doing this, and then I had to move once again. And then in the move, I have lost some pieces. I don't know where they are. And when I say lose, I just don't know where they are. They're here somewhere, but I've somehow misplaced them in our move. So that's what happened with this $7 dress that used to be from my personal closet when I was in high school. That was one of the first pieces I ever listed. Somehow it's still in my Poshmark. I looked for it in my spreadsheet, couldn't find it. I probably renamed it at some point, didn't change that in my spreadsheet. I couldn't find it. And from looking at other people's interactions with Poshmark and what they've done to try to help maintain their cancellation threshold, I mistakenly thought that I should let the Poshmark sale fall off my account instead of directly canceling. I thought it'd be better to just not cancel it and let it fall off on the back end, because I've heard that that's what Poshmark has told other people to do. Learn from my mistake. Don't do that. You just have to cancel the sale if something like this happens. But then you might lose your account. So it's just like, I don't know what else. I don't know what to do. I don't know what else to do. So all of this to say is I am extremely frustrated with Poshmark. I feel like so many of their policies are aimed so directly at sellers, which are the people that they need to make money. Like, they're very interested in making sure the buyers have the best possible experience, but they wouldn't have buyers without a sellers. I don't understand. And the majority of the things that they sell on Poshmark are not from an individual selling one item from their personal closet. They're from people like you and me who have a closet full of hundreds, thousands of items that are doing their best to make a living and who have successfully made Poshmark tons of money. And still, they're prioritizing the buyers over us. And I know that that's kind of an industry-wide thing, right? It's not just Poshmark doing this, but I do feel like Poshmark has no customer service. They have no way of getting us information. We have to learn things from their freaking blog. Come on. Or in our notification center, which we can't even get rid of all these stupid Posh Lives out of there. Like, guys, come on. My plan moving forward, I am going to use Vendu, get all of my listings out of Poshmark just to make sure I have a copy of them, because otherwise I lose, hundreds of hours of work. Then if my Poshmark closet gets banned and I find that a lot of those pieces are not listed on my other sites, I'm going to just probably start doing whatnot shows and selling those pieces so that I don't have them in my inventory, maybe start fresh. I just wanted to share all of this kind of more so as a warning to you of what could happen to you, so you know what's coming, and hopefully to also raise awareness, maybe also to help Poshmark make some changes, hear us when we say that this is insane and that this is not okay and that we are really struggling, because we are just individual people. We're not just these huge corporations out here. I have messages from people who have lost their accounts who are struggling college students, that this is their only form of income and they're doing this so that they can go to college. Like, they're not just hurting these huge corporations that can recover financially, they're hurting individual people. And it's really painful to watch. It really is. So I got my account back. I went through that little clickety click, said, I read the community guidelines, put me back in, please. I also sent them an individual message as well. I went through a billion articles on their FAQs to try to find someone I could talk to. Finally got to the email. I can send an email to them, let them know that I'm a seller who's been selling for 5 years. I would like my Poshmark account reinstated, and sent that off to the AI lands. I did get an email back from an AI bot, so that was exciting, letting me know that they would get to my request as soon as possible. So basically all this to say, it's been a huge freaking mess. I've been sick to my stomach just kind of coming to grips with Poshmark is going to die for me. Poshmark's going to die for a lot of people because it's going to be next to impossible unless you're running this as a business and have multiple people, multiple employees under you, which I do not, it's just me. I think that they're going to find a lot of people getting banned. We're going to see it more and more, and I'm not the first person this has happened to, and I won't be the last. And so hopefully this gives some comfort to somebody else that you're not alone, that it's okay if you made a mistake. I've made many mistakes in my selling journey, and I've learned from each one of them. I'm learning from this one even now. And hopefully too, you take away from this that you should probably start cross-listing, at least to have backups of your items. I'm just scared that some of you guys are going to lose your entire closets and not ever get those listings back, and then you're going to lose thousands of hours of work. Like, that terrifies me, for me, but also for you. So that's what happened with my account. I did get it back. It's up right now. It's only a matter of time before I lose it again. I'm sure I'm going to have to cancel an order eventually. And because I make videos, I can't spend all of my time just going through every single piece I have and making sure they're all accounted for. I will start another inventory here in a little bit, but I think it might be too late by then. I probably will lose my account before then. So if you guys see me talking about this more online, you'll know now what's happening. I've had to cancel orders. We all are going to have to cancel an order here and there. You're going to lose something. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to accidentally list something twice. I've done that before. I've pictured something twice and listed it twice and didn't even know it was the same item. Just crazy things happen when you're just one person doing this, or even just two people doing this if you're doing this with a partner. But yeah, basically, I got banned. Poshmark held all of my items in jail. I got them back. I'm scared, and I am out here wanting change. So that's what this video is about. I hope you guys hopefully found something to resonate in here with. Hopefully, if nothing else, you see the warning that this is probably coming for you too. Unless you're selling a super high quantity and not having a single issue and no cancellations, then you'll be okay. But like, for the majority of us, I think that we are going to run into trouble, and hopefully they'll change the policy. That's the hope. I want you guys to show up in the comments. Let me know if this has happened to you. If you guys agree with the policy, let me know. I know that I'll probably have some people thinking that I'm a horrible person for making mistakes, and that's okay. Hopefully, if nothing else, take away that you might need to start cross-listing. Honestly, it's the only thing that made this experience even relatively okay. Like, I would have been a crying, throwing up mess if I wouldn't have had some safety in knowing that I had access to most of my listings. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I know it's kind of a downer, but that's where I'm at. It's been a really hard year for me, and this is just like the icing on top of the cake. It just gets worse. It's just getting worse. But I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and until the next video, bye.